Happy Wednesday, everyone. It is Wednesday, am I right? So the Democrats are in bad shape. How bad a shape? Well, if they were a person, they'd be this. The latest Fox News poll shows the president drowning on every key issue. He's so underwater, the Secret Service had to untangle him from a fisherman's net. So look who they brought in to cheer everyone up. Yeah, it was either that or take Joe to Chuck E. Cheese, but they were afraid he might choke on another pepper. But it looked kind of sad. Just $19 a day, and you can save a pet. That was really depressing. Someone put on Old Yeller to cheer me up. He looks like a 4-year-old boy who lost his mommy at the mall. It's kind of worse. He looks like Jesse Waters at his last class reunion. Biden hasn't been that ignored since he called Saudi Arabia. But I guess when things are bad, you got to make it feel like the good old days.
Mr. President, welcome back to the White House, man. Feels like the good old days.
Memories. Like the time your Vice President Jill, who is my sister-in-law, passed the New Deal and the Louisiana Purchase all in one day. So while you're dealing with $5 a gallon gas, Biden's waltzing down memory lane. It's the shortest lane, by the way. Meanwhile, voter enthusiasm is at its highest level since 2010, when Kat just turned 30. An NBC poll found a 17-point Republican advantage. The last time anybody saw a gap this large, Evel Knievel tried to jump it. I wonder what Joe thinks.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I just like to ride the Amtrak and pretend it's the old days.
I'm not kidding, man. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. It's a true story. Hey, buddy. I'm serious about that. It's a true story. It's no joke. I'm not kidding.
So amazing. So is a bloodbath coming for the Dems? Maybe. But let me be a soggy blanket, something I was known for at camp. It's not going to be a blowout if the voters don't finally see the true big lie, that Democrats care. It's a lie we've been taught since I was a kid, like the tooth fairy and everyone is beautiful. It's what made me a liberal back when I was just a model for Svelte Teen Monthly. But when it came to compassion, Republicans sucked and Democrats ruled. The Dems cared more about the poor, the sick, the downtrodden, while Republicans played golf at their all-white country clubs before digging into panda steaks and endangered spotted owl eggs. Then afterward, they'd head to a local orphanage and beat the crap out of a redheaded child in a wheelchair. Sounds like Mitt Romney's autobiography. But it's not true, and it never was. But it didn't matter because few challenged the lie. And when they did, they were so bad at it. Republicans would say things like, hey, we don't eat panda steaks. They're too gamey. Or the kid in the wheelchair didn't have red hair. He was bald. But the next election can be a game changer if voters see the truth about Democrats. That in power, Democrats caused a glaring COVID inequality between the masks and the mask-nots, the marginalization of parents, even calling them terrorists, an epidemic of homelessness fueled by untreated mental illness and drug addiction, a crime wave that's turned cities into chaotic hellholes. With that list, every single Democrat should lose, because all those problems are part of the liberal wheelhouse, a wheelhouse greased by you, the taxpayer. It's what they claim to care about, the children, the sick, victims' rights, education. But in reality, it's just about power, because in every single area I just mentioned, life has gotten worse under Democrats. Yet they've been given more second chances than criminals who randomly attack people. It's the one true red pill for all voters. Every place where the left claims the higher ground has left Americans dead or broke. Coincidentally, those are Democrats' most reliable voting blocs. Look at the new mayor of New York City. So much promise, but so much. He's taking over a city plagued by so many problems that liberals are supposed to solve: the mental illness, the homelessness, poor education. And what does the mayor do? He trashes Florida and pleads for gays to move back. But Mayor, what good is a pride parade if you're walking on syringes? Maybe clean the subways before you start inviting people over. You're putting a welcome mat in front of a house on fire. And with kids, he's no better. He just decided to extend the school mask mandate for children under 5, which is anti-science and anti-kid. And he did this after he exempted athletes and performers from the COVID-19 vaccine mandate. So it's one set of rules for kids and another for the stars. I guess he knows parents of school children are easier to push around than LeBron James or Jay-Z. And besides, who wants a selfie with a 3-year-old in a mask? He's not even famous. So no wonder a new poll finds that 59% of New Yorkers believe their family would have a better future if they, quote, left New York City permanently. That's one solution. Leave. Go to Texas, Tennessee, even Florida. Yeah, Mayor, have you been to Fort Lauderdale lately? It makes San Francisco look like Green Bay. New York City better add a tax for people trying to move. But soon, we're just going to run out of places to move to. That's why this election matters. All elections matter, including school boards. It's no longer just cities that are in trouble. It's a country. So maybe it's time, instead of moving out, we move them out and show them how compassion gets done the right way. Let's welcome tonight's guest. She's proved the pen's mightier than the sword by using it to stab an editor at BuzzFeed. Editor-in-chief of The Federalist and Fox News contributor Molly Hemingway. You've seen him at America's top comedy clubs, validating your parking. Writer and comedian Joe DeVito. She's like a street light, skinny, bright, and attracts a lot of bugs. Fox News contributor Kat Tiff. And his baby carriage was an 18-wheeler. My massive sidekick in the NWA World Television Champion, Tyrus. Molly, welcome back to the show. Good to see you.
Great to be here.
Always a pleasure to read your work. Why does everyone still assume it's the Democrats who get compassion? Why do we still believe that? Is that going to change ever?
Yeah, it's kind of never been true, but they've done a very good job. They control the corporate media, and the corporate media does a very good job of helping them with all of their messaging. But I just don't see how you can live through the current moment and think that they are compassionate toward anyone, much less the working class. You're looking at all these problems throughout cities in America, all controlled by Democrats, and things are extremely bad. So it is definitely time for that reputation to change.
Yeah, if it were Republicans and you had this homeless problem, drug addiction problem, crime problem, the media would actually try to solve it, right?
Actually, no, I think they might be so evil that they wouldn't try to solve it.
Yeah.
But I have very low esteem for them.
Me too. You know, Joe, did you feel sad watching the other Joe?
Big time. With the music, I expect to see Sarah McLachlan spinning him around, saying you could rescue this poor.
Yes.
It was so sad to see how he was overshadowed by Obama. It was like, imagine if you went to a Star Trek convention and people are saying, do you want a picture with Captain Kirk? Or, well, here's Klingon number 5. You can get a photo with him. Well, he's supposed to be the guy who's in charge. So it was not good to see that. It's humiliating, and not just for him, but for the United States.
Yeah, the contrast was quite sad. It's like when, you know, somebody says, oh, here's Greg Gutfeld. Look at him. And, oh, there's Tom Brady. And then Tom Brady just looks so pathetic.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, did that flash through your head?
No, it's...
Kat, did you put me up against Tom Brady and go, wow, poor Tom?
I have to say that's not what flashed through my head. It's like, okay, like if you used to be really close with somebody and then like something happens and you're not anymore, and then you have to like see them out somewhere and they just treat you with this like sort of polite indifference. It is so painful, but you gotta like play it cool and then just like listen to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac on the way home. But I checked Instagram, and Joe follows Barack, but Barack does not follow Joe.
No.
Oh, my God.
I know, it keeps getting worse.
It really is bad. Did you see it when Joe tapped Obama on the shoulder and Obama didn't even bother to turn around?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, Biden's hand is so frail, he probably didn't even feel it.
I know.
Am I standing under the air conditioner? What is that touch?
It was like the finger tap of death.
Brutal.
Yes. You know, Tyrus, did they believe bringing Obama back would be the kind of a thing that brought the Democrats some energy and then it backfired? Or did they want to do this on purpose?
You know, that's a really good question. You know, that was painful to watch because the only thing he didn't do was close his eyes when he reached out. He was reaching for people. If you look, he was kind of like this. He looked like, where is his wife? Or like one friend or one security guy. I have been in those situations as a bodyguard where a guy is grossly overpaid for my services and is not that popular. And he's in the room with celebrities standing there, and I will go, he's got 3 seconds before I walk in. He'll be like, you got a call, sir. Big thing. I got Jay-Z on line 2. He doesn't know what to do about his lyric, and people will look around. And I did something, people are like, wow, who is that guy? Wow, who is that guy?
Yes.
And saved the moment, and of course asked for a raise afterwards. Nobody was coming to save him, and it looked, even Kamala had people. It was Obama, her, they had the little group, and then he was like, this is where he could have took a page from the previous administration, because if that would have happened on President Trump's one, he would have stepped in the middle of them like, excuse me.
Yes.
What is all this going on here about?
In fact, he did do that.
Yeah, he did that. He did the thing like, don't stand in front of me. Like, he would have had a moment. He would like, I'm the president, Brock. You would introduce me, but he didn't do that. He looked senile and frail. And that's the thing we make jest, but looking at that is a senile, frail, lost man, and that's the leader of our country right now.
But wasn't it revealing too? You hear all these people complain on the right about Joe Biden, but that was the first time you actually saw a bunch of Democrats and what they think. Right. They don't think Joe Biden is president. They do think Barack Obama is running things, which might explain how bad things are going.
They were going to stab him in the back. Progressives just needed him to get in.
Yeah.
Now he's used up his usefulness, and now they're going to.
If I was there, I would have let him smell my hair.
Yeah.
I feel so bad watching that. I'm a nice.
I would ask for a hug.
Yeah, I'm a nice lady.
I would have chatted him up. I would have chatted him up. He would have, he might have had a weird kind of odor, but that's okay.
Or like lied, like, yo, Trump's on line 2. He said he'll fight you in the backyard right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on, Joe, let's do it. Give him a moment, something.
Yeah. Part of the thing is, though, you probably go and do that, and then he'd blow you off, right?
Yeah.
You're just like,
but
you're not
mission
important.
Accomplished, and I would ask for a raise.
There you go.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.